real slick in the magazines. I'm the same bitch your man want, and your best friend's a Trina fan. That bitch is funny to me. You know what? I feel like playing. I'm in the air, I don't have bitches, corny raps. The baddest bitch is back. The baddest bitch is back. Beef is when the bitch titties looking like they sleep. Beef is when the clothes looking like dirty sheets. Beef is when I help you selling records just like I do. Now that's beef. What's beef? Beef is when these hoes say my name in the streets. Beef is when they fame only lasts a few weeks. Beef is when I help you selling records just like I do. Now that's beef. My blade's been sharp, my spade's been played with this one, but this ain't a game with this one. I'ma put some hoes to shame, so listen. I done seen a lot of lame, but it's a shame that this one. See, the problem is I used to like till you start jumping on the dick with trick and doing all of my leftover shit. Yeah, what's up? You get the leftover hit. So bitch, get on the bandwagon, know you leftover bitch. Can't believe the baddest beefing with this drunk ass bitch. A slave bitty, got a fake Lauren Hill ass bitch. You moved to Georgia cause it thought he wasn't getting on shit. Now you some asshole, that's why they cut you out your own video. You dissing a pro, now dissing me is a no-no. I'm the queen of breeze, bitches a dope hoe. But back to the promo, yo, I'ma still try to help you out. Hey, y'all, I'm talking about kill. From the south, now what's beef? Beef is when the bitch titties looking like they sleep. Beef is when the clothes looking like dirty sheets. Beef is when I help you selling records just like I do. Now that's beef. What's beef? Beef is when these hoes say my name in the streets. Beef is when they fame only lasts a few weeks. Beef is when I help you selling records just like I do. Now that's beef. Your neck and your back, bitch, you know you was wrong. And Kane Wayne, ho, I ain't even like that song. Oh, it's all of this just over some dick. I told you in my debut, best friends, I do 5 or 6. Enough of that, bitch, I got some other shit to address. About some pussy ass niggas with my name in their chest. Saying, Trina fuck, baby, now she feel a little wild. Niggas snitching on your record, fucking up a bitch name. You wouldn't do that to a nigga, why you do it to me? You sounding like a whole nigga, why you slandering me? Cause you's a cash money reject, a night birth soldier. He fucking with that boy, you gon' end up in a coma. And what about the water boy? He hit the city. Last I heard, you ain't even from Philly. So nigga, keep the bitch warm and let the players handle this shit. Cause you just dissing for a deal, but I'm dissing with the real. What's beef? Beef is when it don't make a nigga fall asleep. Beef is when you sound like a motherfucking sheep. Beef is when I help you sell.
What's going on? Hi! Let me turn this motherfucking music off. What's going on, honey? Okay, we got some shit, honey, to get into. Girl, we got a lot of shit to get into. Okay, is y'all ready, girl? I don't know how long we're gonna be here, girl, but I done seen part 1 and part 2, and we got some things to get into. Now, I know that part 3 debuted tonight, okay, on the baddest motherfucking secular commentator on these streets, which is Miss Unwind with Tasha K herself, okay, on her platform. So, apparently, new shenanigans were revealed, okay, in part 3. So, if we need to come back, because I'm sure gonna scoot my ass over there and catch part 3. And if there are interesting things that happened in part 3, I'm going to have to come back and go live this motherfucking week. And we're going to have to get into some more goddamn things, okay? Now, before we get into tonight's crazy ass commentary, baby, because, woo child, the YouTube ghetto. I want to say hello to everybody in the live stream. For one, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday, child. This is one hell of a Sunday service, okay? I don't know whether to thank Tasha K ass for this content or to be appalled, okay? I'm trapped in between heaven and hell on this one, but we're gonna get into that, okay? Part 3 aired, and it's off the fuck. Rhonda Shondo, off the chain, okay? So, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button, okay? If you are new here and you are a veteran here, but you have not hit that notification bell, please click that bell, thumbs up this video, homegirl. And who cash apping me already? Oh my God, this is my wife, Nicole. Honey. I'm gonna make love to you later on tonight. Just hold on. Papa coming home, baby. Shout out to wifey Nicole in the building for the Cash App, you guys. You guys always ask me what my Cash App and PayPals are. That's why I create the little banner so you guys can just see it on the screen and we ain't got to get into them things, okay? So thank you, baby mother, okay? So I also just did a dope collaboration with Yes Bitch TV. You guys check my community feed out after this commentary, and you'll see the link for our dialogue. Baby, we got into some teams over there. I love Yes Bitch TV. He is literally one of YouTube's best kept motherfucking secrets. I mean, I just can't wait until his motherfucking moment because the world is in for a true fucking treat from this content creator, okay? Is there anything else? Let me see. I'm hosting the Gentleman's Panel this week on my platform, so you guys be checking here Thursday, okay? I'm probably going to be bandaged the fuck up on Thursday because tomorrow I have a consultation with one of y'all's favorite guests on this platform, which is one of my best friends, who's also my tattoo artist, Spirit, honey. He going to be tattooing all this shit up in here, okay? Water, it's going to be towed up, okay? So a bitch gonna be out of business for a little while, okay? But I just got to get this done. It's just been a long time coming, and I'm just ready to complete it, okay? Now, I don't even know where to start, you guys. Okay, so let's just kind of give a little bit of a backstory here, okay? So Storm and Row, who's also a YouTuber, right? Started doing these collaboration videos with this successful underground soul singer slash songwriter Jaguar Wright, who most millennials had not really ever heard of, not only because her commercial success was a little lackluster, but as a way to make that lackluster work, she also ended up being a part of a lot of background production. So she did a lot of background singing for Jay-Z and the Roots, and she wrote songs. And so she's probably had a lot more success behind the music scene than in front of it, okay? Now, obviously, Jaguar came on the scene, guns motherfucking blazing, baby, told everybody pussy out the frame, honey, from Jill Scott to Erykah Badu to Beyonce, all of them out like Beyonce, honey, like, she was spilling everybody to you, okay? She told us how Common and this little ass weenie was attempted to be forced down her throat when she was asleep in his apartment, studio apartment, whatever fucking type of new age, new conscious hotel fucking house this was, girl. Like, she just came with it, right? So then, amidst the success, okay, between Storm and Jaguar, Storm's mentor, Tasha K, okay, she had to chime in on the business because I don't think Tasha K was really that impressed, and I don't think she was a believer, okay? Not to mention that the Tasha, okay, the motherfucking Tasha K, okay, she, I think there was also a little bit of territorialism, okay, because, you know, another strong personality B black female coming into Storm's Monroe. And I think there was a part of Tasha K that was like, you know what, bitch? You know what, Miss Ma'am? Okay? There's only enough room for one pair of big ass titties in this relationship, and they're going to be mine, Miss Girl. Okay? So an interview happened, right? What's going on, chat? A motherfucking interview happened, honey. Okay? Now, this interview between Tasha and Jaguar went completely left. I am pretty sure that Tasha K did not mean to tank her motherfucking channel. I am pretty sure Tasha K did not mean to provoke 20,000 subscribers to hit the unsubscribe button, bitch. I'm sure she did not intend on Thanos snapping his motherfucking fingers on her motherfucking platform, bitch, and disintegrating a third of the goddamn population on her platform. However, that is exactly what the hell happened. Tasha K got her ass handed to her. She got dragged all up and through these streets, honey. And people were saying she was insensitive, she was victim shaming, you know, etc., etc., etc. So, girl, there was a lot going on. Now, amidst this apocalypse, this fucking YouTube algorithm subscriber apocalypse Tasha K was experiencing, I believe Tasha K accidentally experienced a narcissistic injury. Because I think that both Tasha K, okay, and I love her to death. I love her down to the ground. And I think Jaguar Wright, I love her down to the ground too, honey. Despite, I've tried to make all of my commentary about Jaguar Wright, which I've only did like 2 videos, really productive feedback, because I think the woman is incredibly talented. I think she's incredibly beautiful. She's our bald-headed sister in Christ. For a long time, Tamar Braxton was holding it down as the head bald-headed Christian, okay, in our lives. But now we have another, okay, bald-headed sister in Christ to add to the repertoire, okay? So I'm happy to see bald-headed sisters uniting, bald-headed sisters just showing up in social media spaces, proclaiming they motherfucking follicles and scalp and they natural beauty again, honey. Like, I am here for all of that. I'm here for all of that. But I think that they're both narcissistic, right? So when Tasha got that ass canceled, okay, and she saw that her interview with Jaguar Wright completely backfired, just like any other narcissist, okay, when your ass bruises the ego of a narc, what then happens is something called narcissistic rage, okay? So, of course, Tasha K wasn't gonna let Jaguar, bitch, this is a bald head, girl, this is a bald head on bald head crime, baby. Of course, Tasha K wasn't gonna let Jaguar get away, okay, with tanking her platform, fucking up her credibility, fucking up her integrity, okay, even though that wasn't none of Jaguar Wright's intention. Jaguar Wright just kind of set it up. Tasha K, she knocked him down, which is her goddamn platform, okay, just went out the motherfucking window. So Tasha K then, of course, like all narcs, started conspiring, okay, against Miss Jag, baby. I gotta get this bitch back, honey. I'm gonna hit her where it hurt the deepest and the most, okay? The deepest and the most, which is, I'm gonna come for her reputation. But where Tasha K done fucked up at is, it's clear that Jaguar Wright don't give a fuck about a reputation. Now, maybe she do, because we're going to get into it tonight, okay? Because I'm going to put a fine-tooth comb through part 1 and part 2. I condensed my notes. We're going to be breaking down part 1 and part 2. What I will say is, see, under normal circumstances, right, I would have an issue with Tasha K doing this to Jaguar Wright. But considering that Jaguar Wright insists upon being a Tasha K to everyone else, I can't be mad that Jaguar Wright is being met with the same energy in which she vibrates, okay? So Tasha actually is Jaguar Wright's perfect opponent. And Jaguar Wright is actually Tasha K's perfect opponent, okay? So these are narc on narc wars, okay? These are bald-headed on bald-headed crimes being committed out these streets, okay? We're talking equal contenders, as I said before. This is a clash of the motherfucking titans, okay? So with that being said, I hope you guys are ready for this commentary. This is going to be a triggering video. I put that in the headline for a reason. If you are a victim whose healing is still downloading, if your healing is still pending, you might want to check out of this you won't be ready for this commentary tonight, okay? Maybe a year from now, maybe 2022 will be your year, but I'm giving you the opportunity right now to haul ass. If you have been a victim of any type of abuse, bitch, and you are still tender, sensitive, you're still very much so raw, this will be the time to skedaddle, because I don't want y'all in my comment section after this video is complete and y'all raising all type of unholy hell, because I'm gonna say, look, while you endured that, see, that's a part of your practice as someone still healing. You're still walking to the punches. You don't take the warning signs. You don't take the disclaimers. You just walk right on into the fire any damn way and want to continue to perpetuate that victimhood. So you have an opportunity to not feel for the victimized, okay? So please, as the real Tanisha J said, please exit left. Skedaddle. Now, can we get into it or not? Can we get into it or not? Are we ready? We ready? Okay, let's get into it, okay? So I'm going to be using pictures. This is going to be an illustrative commentary, okay? There's going to be a lot going on, so you guys bear with me, okay? Tasha K, in all of her wrath, right, decides that she's going to have part one be a conversation starting with the beginning of Jaguar Wright's romantic relationship issues. This is where we meet. Is it Samuel Odom? Who might I say? That's a cute ass nigga. That's a cute nigga. Sam Odom is a cute nigga. Like, he real cute. Like, he's so cute that you can tell he got some nice ass feet. Like, all attractive men don't got nice feet. Like, sometimes fine niggas can have busted feet. Sometimes gorgeous niggas can have busted feet. But Sam Odom is just got this prettiness and this suaveness that just leads me to have a conviction about the fact that he got some nice ass toes with some clear toenail polish coated over them. I just feel like he got some real nice feet. Am I the only one? Am I the only one? Am I the only one? Okay, I'm the only one. Let's proceed ahead, right? So we learn in part one that that Sam and Jag met in 1999 off of the heel of Jaguar Wright's breakup with another trifling ass Negro who she had caught cheating on her, okay, with another woman in her own shit. Now, I found that to be interesting, that this was the vibration that Jaguar Wright and Sam Odom met on, because according to Sam, this relationship wasn't that far ago or long ago in Jaguar's past, which means that Jag kind of entered the relationship probably not have really put that betrayal behind her or whatever the issues were in the relationship. She entered with a goddamn pain body. But we're going to get into that pain body, because by the end of part two, bitch, we learned a lot about that pain, right? Okay. So their first date was after a studio session, okay, where they went out for drinks, honey, and to shoot pool. Now, I thought that he kept emphasizing his passion for pool, okay, and getting better at pool, okay, and really being on a pool team. I thought this was a goddamn cover story for cheating. So every time he kept like emphasizing pool, I'm playing pool, we're doing pool, I was inserting, I was fucking another bitch, I was practicing on another bitch, I was leaving work to go down to the whole house and be with another bitch, because I just couldn't understand why he kept setting us up for this pool shit. All right. Okay. I thought, okay, what is he trying to set me up for, girl? Because this pool shit is supposed to mean something. Okay. It's like a fucking clue, okay, to the treasure hidden beneath the fucking Egyptian pyramids, bitch. Pool. Was I the only one who felt like the term pool got used a hard 75 times, bitch, within like a 15-minute situation? Pool, okay? Now, in this dynamic of the meeting and their first date being going down to get some drinks and playing pool, okay? it wasn't until I realized what the pool represented. You guys want to know what the pool represented? The pool represent this nigga was traumatized by these pool matches. These pool matches with Jaguar Wright, okay? I'm going to show you how he was traumatized, okay? I want you guys to bear with me. Things about to get illustrative, okay? Things about to get illustrative, baby. Okay, let me find this real quick, gear. Told y'all we're going to class today. Okay, let me see here. 202. Where is 202 at? God damn it. Let me see here, y'all. I'm coming. Give me a minute here. Cause baby, the pool, it was the pool for me. I said, my God, this man, come on out. If you just cheating, sir, just say you're damn cheating. It's all right. It's all right, sugar. It really is. Let's see here. Is this 640? Okay, here it is, child. Okay, share. All right. Can you guys see? Oh, can you guys see this? Can you guys see this? You guys see that? This is who this nigga was playing. This bitch was playing pool with the whole eye of the goddamn tiger. This motherfucker was a whole Matrix sensei at the damn pool hall. This bitch was playing pool like her life depended on it. Look at the demonic expression and the passion in Jaguar Wright's face, girl. As she is playing, could you imagine a man who ain't never played pool a day in his damn life competing against something like that? Bitch, she look like she about to hit his ass with the goddamn stick. Girl, Jaguar Wright is playing pool as if her EBT card depends on it, bitch. So when he kept saying pool, it wasn't until I Googled her and the Holy Ghost led me, okay, to what the hell Jaguar Wright looks like and turns into and morphs into during a goddamn pool match, which is a whole damn nigga. This is Thanos with a damn pool stick, bitch. This is the Incredible Hulk with a damn pool stick. This man suffering from damn PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome, having nightmares because she done destroyed this goddamn man's whole fucking pride and self-dignity. Okay, because she playing goddamn pool with the goddamn spirit of toxic masculinity. Look at all the goddamn homophobia in the way she grips that damn pool stick. Look at it. Look at the power of masculinity, girl. Baby, she is hitting the balls with big dick energy. He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. Sam Odom wasn't ready, sugar. So when he kept saying he was hauling ass after work, after every dinner, after every rehearsal down to the pool hall, bitch, he was reclaiming his balls and his nuts, bitch. She had done damn emasculated this damn man during the damn pool session. He wasn't ready. Moving along. Moving along, honey. Because I get it. Oh, yes, God, I get it. Let's continue on here. Okay, where my goddamn notes at, bitch? All right. So, Tasha K then asks, what was his first impression of Jag on their date? Did he find her attractive? Now, Tasha K was messy as hell. Tasha K was messy as hell, okay? Because what Tasha K, the energy Tasha K was asking that motherfucking question from is, bitch, you know this hoe ain't cute, Sam. What was it really, girl? Did she have good credit? Okay. Like, did you need a green card, bitch? Okay, what really is the tea, bitch? Because we know you wouldn't with her for her looks. Now, I personally think that Jaguar is cute. I think Jaguar Wright is real handsome, okay? She real handsome, girl. You know, I love me some handsome looking women, girl. I love me some pretty women, and I love me some handsome looking niggas. I mean, women, okay? Yes, I personally do. Nonetheless, this is the Jag that he met and married, okay? Because I want you guys to remember, the Jag we have today wasn't necessarily the Jag that Sam Odom had married back then, okay? This is the Jag that he married, girl. Are y'all ready for Exhibit B? Let's do it, girl. See? Look at her. Look at her. Look, oh my God. See? Oh my goodness. Look at Jag. This is the Jag that married Sam Odom. Oh my God. See, this is Jaguar Hudson, bitch. Don't she look like Jaguar Hudson? Don't she look like her and Jenna? Don't she look like her and Screamer for Hudson could have been sisters? This was Jaguar Hudson. Don't she just look? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Okay. Let's really talk about it, okay? Because this is the Jag that looks saved, that was saved and sanctified, okay? This is the Jaguar Hudson here, okay? It's just something about being heavier set that just brings out the best in a lot of women. It ain't until they get all skinty and shit that they turn into a goddamn raging nymphomaniac, okay? Stop dropping and rolling and backflipping down the goddamn hallways of Motel 6, okay, at the unmarried, unsolicited, unadulterated dick, okay? Now, don't Jackie Wright look like she just hands out Jehovah's Witness pamphlets and shit and says, God bless you, to every adult sitting at the bus stop with her. Don't she look like that girl sitting at the front of the bus who always got that extra quarter another passenger needs to get their goddamn ticket? You know, the kind of girl whose pocket change sits completely at the bottom. Not the bottom, bitch. The bottom. The bottom of her pocketbook. Just an old heavy purse carrying bitch. Just sweet and southern. I live. I want this Jaguar back. I want this Jaguar back. And Donna, if I have went from intelligent to ignorant, I want you to go from in the stream to out of this motherfucker. Just like I went from intelligent to ignorant, I want you to go from present to absent, okay? You raised your hand to be present. I want you to raise your hand, okay? You have your hallway pass. You are allowed to move along, Miss Ma'am. Bye, Donna Pierce. Okay? Now, this is also... This right here, girl, is also the motherfucking Jag that he married, okay? Because, see, we got to understand transition here, okay? We got to understand transition here. We got to understand who Sam was living with, okay? Who Sam was with. See, this is the Jag. This right here. Oh, my God, look at Jag. Oh, my God. I love this Jag. Okay, now y'all gotta admit, you got to admit, bitch, that this look like a good damn woman. This is a good damn woman here. This is a good damn woman, bitch. I don't give a damn what y'all said, bitch. This is a good damn woman, okay? This is a woman who sprays air freshener over the furniture A woman who cleans the baseboards and who lifts the couches in the air when she's mopping those hard to reach places, okay? This is a woman who sings and twirls while she's seasoning the collard greens. A woman who keeps baskets of potpourri in the bathroom to keep the house smelling like tenderness and commitment. This is a woman who will walk miles barefoot through the concrete jungles of Philadelphia just to get her man a big piece of damn chicken from the town market for dinner, baby. Oh, yes, God, this is. This is a woman whose stockings, okay, smell like perfume and old staircases. A good damn woman. Oh, yeah, this is her. Oh, yes, this is her. All right. Let's get some more into this motherfucking commentary, baby. Because I ain't playing with you girls tonight. Not tonight. Okay? 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 All right. So, now, okay, Sam Odom then goes into him and Jaguar Wright eloping. Okay, let me move my microphone. Now, this is what's interesting about Sam Odom. He ain't want a big shebang wedding, okay? He wanted something simple, something efficient, something cost efficient. Jaguar Wright wanted the wedding of her dreams, okay? She wanted to pull out all motherfucking stops, okay? And he should have given her that. Because it was the following statement after he said that they simply eloped that made me realize that I didn't mind her burning the side of his motherfucking neck off with a lamp. Because right after, he said that they had a simple wedding, despite Jaguar wanting a wedding of her dreams, okay? And that his mom did not attend the motherfucking wedding because mom knew that Jaguar wasn't a girl for her son. There was another nice Christian gal in the neighborhood who she had been grooming, okay, to arrange in a marriage to be with her son with, that she felt was a better choice, okay? So she did not show up, she did not send a care package, and she did not attend this motherfucking wedding. So on top of him not giving Jaguar the wedding of her dreams, Sam Odom said that Jaguar Wright found them their first place together, and that she built this motherfucker from scratch, bitch. That she laid down the towel, that she was in Lowe's and Home Depot and chopping down trees, creating floors for this rundown ass, win of a mill, low housing ass, efficient apartment that was doable on their budget, but was run down, not maintenance well, raggedy. And I was looking like, what type of motherfucking man allows his beautiful wife to do this type of motherfucking construction work on a place? So not only did you not give her the wedding of her dreams, and she had to deal with your mama not approving for whatever fucking reason, but then she had to find y'all first place, and she had to turn that motherfucker from sewer to mansion, and she did it literally. She did it literally. Now, you know, this is where I'm gonna pause real quick. Women might allow themselves to do things that men should be doing, because sometimes you with a weak ass nigga, sometimes you with a pussy ass nigga. And you know, I like Sam Odom, but bro, I'm gonna have to let you know, sir, that you dropped the ball. But we're gonna get into you dropping the ball because there was a lot that changed in him and Jaguar's relationship. And I believe not that Jaguar Wright is excused in her abusive behavior that was alleged by Sam. But what I'm going to say, bitch, is Sam, you set it up for your woman to not have a lick of motherfucking respect for you after you allowed her to have the stress, to burden herself with the stress of finding your own place and building this bitch like fucking Legos. Now, bitch, just because I'm capable doesn't mean I want to execute. Bitch, yes, bitch, I can go change my own oil, but why? Why would I? That's a man's job. I'm a lady. I'm a lady, bitch. Jaguar Wright was motherfucking driving goddamn dump trucks and motherfucking goddamn what you call them shits that got the goddamn ball on the end, bitch. She fucking knocking down walls and shit. And you were okay, huh? You were okay. You know, like we got a lot of stuff to get into, bitch. But I was polarized that him as a man sat in front of another black woman and just so casually said to another black woman that the black woman who used to be in his life found their own place and that she literally, manually, physically, with all her muscles, that she used her Adam's apple, bitch, to build their entire apartment. Now, that generation of men and women were supposed, like, those are our parents, right? This is the Jaguars and Sam Odoms are the generation that our parents came from. And the reason why I was shocked is because, baby, they were really big on respectability politics and gender roles. So it was unheard of. Matter of fact, growing up, bitch, I never saw a man do a woman's job and I never saw a woman do a quote unquote man's job. I mean, subjective, right? But they bit into these gender roles. My father would have never allowed my mother to build floors and walls and attics and basements and fucking fix the damn transmission on the car and shit. Not Sam Odom, built differently, but we're gonna get into that too. Yes, we are, okay? So Jaguar builds their apartment from scratch. Now, according to Sam Odom, okay? Shit changed immediately after marriage. She started cussing at him and attempting to assault him. Now, he said attempt, so most of her attempts were blocked, I assume. And this would happen pretty often and regularly, okay? Now, when I read the comment section underneath the video, people were saying that Sam Odom kind of gives abused man tease, that he seemed a little timid and hesitant to really cough up the details and to really go in. It seemed like he was holding back and that he was keeping a lot from us. I got that vibe too. But I don't think it's because Sam is an abused man. I think he's a quiet, meek man, and that it's just in his character to just say enough so that you get the fucking point, okay? Just enough to get the motherfucking point. Nonetheless, okay, where am I at in my motherfucking notes, okay? Now, at this point, apparently she, in a previous relationship, had been with a man and had also tried to give another man big dick energy, but this nigga had an actual dick, so he damn near threw her ass through a fucking wall, okay? Sam said that in another experience with her in a previous relationship, that a man had threw her ass into the wall so hard that it had created a motherfucking crater in the goddamn wall, bitch, okay? That the wall was the literal receipt that Jaguar Wright ass had made contact upon impact, baby. Okay, yeah, so that's some real rough shit, okay? And what I want to say to this, because Sam also said that Jag looks for volatile relationships in men who can victimize her, okay? Now, this goes back to what I was saying about I believe Jag has a very, very, very heavy pain body, okay? Because one of the things that happens a lot of time when you have women who have a lot of masculine energy, okay? And you have men who have a lot of feminine energy. I believe that Jaguar Wright had a lot of divine masculine, and that Sam had a lot of divine feminine. In this way, they both were kind of out of balance, which is why he allowed her so much to kind of really wear the pants in their relationships, while he symbolically really wore the goddamn dress in their relationship. They could have came together and really balanced each other out if they realized that they were each other's balance. But instead, this became a motherfucking point of contention. Now, something that happens in a lot of women who are out of touch with their divine feminine, but have a lot of divine masculine, is when they're broken and they're wounded and they have a heavy pain body that then is collaborating with very much so masculine energy in them. Those type of women will look to, especially straight cis hetero women, will look for men who can provoke the femininity out of them, which femininity, especially in Jaguar Wright's context, will look like a more submissive, passive version of herself, rather than a rah, 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 rah version of herself. So when she would happen to be in relationships to men who couldn't put her in her place, she would attempt to gaslight them so that they could put her in her place, so that she could subconsciously really realign with her femininity. And this is a toxic way of women and those who have the feminine principle. How they go about realigning is by finding abusive men, or finding men with bigger dicks, bigger egos than them, so that they're provoked into their divine feminine, because they don't know how to access that by themselves. They don't know how to choose submissiveness, or choose calmness, or choose their intuition. They have to be beat into that shit, because see, even though consciously we can be out of touch, what's in our subconscious is still driving the motherfucking wheel, okay? I might not know that I need motherfucking balance. I might not know that I'm out of fucking touch with my masculine or my feminine, but I will be making decisions from my subconscious self, decisions that will be in alignment with attempting balance. So there's a reason why we're choosing the people that we're choosing, and we're responding the way that we're responding, and they're responding back the way that they're responding. And when we don't take a look at ourselves, but we make it about the other person, we lose sight of the message, and then the universe has to just recreate the situation all over again, which then puts us, as far as we're concerned, in a perpetual cycle of misfortune. And then we'll create erroneous ideas like I'm cursed, or I'm not meant to be with nobody, or men are terrible, or all women are bad, because what's really happening is the universe is returning the lesson again and again and again, not to torture you, honey, not to bring you into states of agony, girl, not to drive us to suicide and depression and upsetness, so that we could do the work, okay? Because what you won't deal with will continue to deal with you. Now, people are bringing up Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany has been banished. I don't know what's going on in the comment section, but I'm going to let y'all have that discussion about Tiffany. Maybe we'll get back to that. Beat into submission. You're making sense. Okay, so let's continue to go, because like I said, see, in all relationships, there's spiritual shit going on. There's psychological shit going on, okay? Here on Conscious TV, we attempt to also bring the metaphysical portion, bring the energetic dissertation to these situations that, we choose to report on, okay? Because there'd be a whole lot of shit at work at once. Nonetheless, shit changed immediately. Jaguar gets volatile. Her real self comes out. He calls it a light motherfucking switching, okay? Light switch. So he also went on to say that he doesn't fear the voicemails, her threats of being sued, him ending up in jail, that she can't impact him mentally and emotionally at this point, and because she's a big ass motherfucking liar, and he only stands on the side of goddamn truth, so he don't buy into all the fluff, okay? And that he doesn't care about what she says because she's proven wrong or proven a liar if you would just do a little bit of motherfucking research, okay? Tasha K co-signed that. I haven't dug into a lot of Jaguar's claims, so I don't fucking know if that's the case or not the case. Nonetheless, he said he also never encouraged his son, Sam Jr., to hate his mother, which I think was really great, okay? And that he only encouraged Sam, the son who Jaguar Wright said was autistic and needed a lot of help and who was raped, okay? We're going to get into that. That he only encouraged Sam to create healthy boundaries between him and his mom, but to remain respectful towards her and to love her, okay? But nonetheless, she went on the road with the Roots soon after they got motherfucking married, all that good shit. And he wasn't jealous or worried about her ass around other niggas because Tasha K did ask him, well, she's going to be around all these niggas, all these men. Did you not feel away? And he was like, no, I ain't feel away. And I'm thinking, bitch, maybe he didn't feel away because Jaguar is so much of the damn boys. She's so much of a damn nigga herself that it was just like, girl, like, it's too much masculine on masculine energy. So no, I ain't worried about my masculine functioning wife around a bunch of damn dudes. They probably are not even going to be fucking turned on because it's going to be too much like a damn same-sex relationship going on here. Okay, so he said he was impressed, but maybe he should have been, because shortly after she went on the goddamn road with the Roots, she ended up fucking one of the group members, which we all know is Talib Kweli. Okay, now he says after the affair with Talib happened, that he couldn't reach her and that the team couldn't find her, that they caught him like trying to find out where she was. Maybe she came back to Philly. Was she with him? She had just went completely ghost. When she was discovered in the lost and found department of Walmart, she told her husband that her and Talib had got high and she had simply fell asleep. He said he believed her because he says what he means. If you say this is the case, this is the case. It is what it is, okay? I'm kind of honestly the same motherfucking way, okay? Then he says, shortly after that, he tells her that she cheated on him with Talib, okay? Now, the story, ironically, that he tells Tasha is the same story that Talib also has told and communicated in a lot of his motherfucking interviews about how he emotionally, the husband, Sam, reacted to the whole ordeal. So Talib corroborates Sam's testimony about how everything went, which was a little different, okay, than the side that Jaguar Wright communicates, okay? Now, he says he had them flew down to damn Chicago on a one-way ticket to confront both Talib and Jag. Talib tells him that he smashed on the first night. Jag told him that she didn't ride the dick until sometime later, but it definitely not was within the first 24 hours of being on the road, which in fact it really was. Okay. Now, Jag said out of her motherfucking mouth that she was disappointed Talib didn't knock her husband out so she could go and get ready for the show. Because they're not knocking his ass out. Instead, he was fucking hot telling it around the goddamn House of Blues, pretending to be upset about her infidelity. Bitch, why y'all ain't called me and tell me that my shit went out? Why y'all ain't called me and told me that my shit went out? You ain't called me. Ain't no trolls. My motherfucking Wi-Fi clicked off, which is why I got them tech coming. I don't even know where I was. Where did I end up at? Where was I? Because, baby, we're going to have this commentary tonight. Oh, yes, God, we are. Okay? Y'all tell me where I had left off at. Where I left off at. Where I left off at, honey, because I know on StreamYard, the motherfucking chat is delayed. When y'all tell me where I left off at, then I'm going to pick right back up from there, honey. I don't think Jag is responsible for the way Sam acts towards her. Talib Kweli, we were trying to call you, it didn't go through. Whatever, Demeter. Kweli, okay. Jag's son, Kweli. Okay, so let's just go back to Kweli, all right? Let's go back to Kweli, okay? So, Jaguar said that she was disappointed that Talib did not come motherfucking husband out so she could go get ready for the show. Instead of leaving her husband and running around the goddamn House of Blues pretending to be upset at her motherfucking infidelity, okay? Now, what I was saying was that I was surprised that Jackie expected Talib, her side nigga, to fight her main nigga, which was her husband, so that she could go get ready for the goddamn show, when Talib didn't even fight the goddamn Big Mac that was sitting next to his ass in the goddamn tour van that was preserved for her, because he hadn't left her ass upstairs in Motel 6 overdosed in the goddamn bathtub with her goddamn legs wide open and the condom still hanging out her snooch. Girl, you actually supposed to be on the road with them. Like, girl, you're on the roster. Like, girl, you play a fundamental role on the tour. And the nigga didn't even give a damn about folding you over his damn shoulder and hauling ass downstairs at the checkout, girl, getting in the goddamn car and hauling off and making sure that his best bitch was with him on the next city stop. So if Talib didn't even give a damn whether you was on the goddamn tour after he done fucked the emergency brakes off your damn, especially considering how nice your husband was in confronting Talib. Because according to the husband and Talib, they had a real nice, real civil conversation about how he smashed and passed. Okay? Crashed and dashed the married pussy on the first night. And Sam Oldham took it like a motherfucking G. Now, that is very strange. Now, what I will say about Talib, he has admitted he was young, he was dumb, he was wild. Girl, but you left a bitch in your hotel room who was supposed to be on tour, and you knew she was up there missing. You knew she was in your room, on the floor. Girl, Jackie had just came to dance for y'all, girl. She ain't expect to motherfucking get high off of goddamn Kool-Aid and shit and pass out and get fucked and then get... Girl, she had done gave you the pussy. The least you could have did was put her passed out ass on the bus. I mean, even I would have carried her down the stairs, girl, and laid her softly across the recliner in the back. Talib is a cold nigga. That's some cold shit, bitch. That's some cold shit. Girl, I can stay on that all night. It's so many things that got communicated, girl, that I could just stay on. I can make my own, I need to do a surviving the Surviving Jaguar documentary, bitch. Like, that could be a 10-part series on my platform all by itself, because almost everything that happened in part 1 and part 2 almost deserves its own episode. Girl. Like, I was like, bitch, what? My eyeballs were falling out of my motherfucking head. But unless, let's go on, okay? Now, Sam was Like, why she wanted him to come down there and whip ass? That goes back to what I was saying about Jaguar is out of touch with her divine feminine. So she's putting her man in situations to provoke the masculinity out of him so that she could then have the femininity in her antagonized, because Jaguar deeply wanted more feminine energy than what she had. She just didn't know how to access it, okay? So gaslighting these niggas, getting them riled up, she used that shit to hopefully create a feminine response in her because she deeply needed to be connected to that. You know how children, when they're not getting enough attention, they're out of sync, they're out of balance, like they're too independent. So then they start acting out because they want your attention. But this was equivalent to what Jaguar was doing. She was out of touch with her divine femininity. Okay. And so she was acting out in her relationships with her men. Okay. Provoking them so that she could be provoked and have the part of her that was suppressed or damaged or too wounded to manifest, okay, to show up. This is why a lot of women stay with abusive ass niggas. Because these women do need to be in touch with the divine feminine, but you also don't need to be relying upon another person to access that part of you, which we all have as men and women. All men and all women have divine feminine energy and divine masculine energy because we're all made in the image of God. And God is both male and female and is also neither, okay? When the book of Genesis talks about Adam, okay, what you read in Christian texts about the divine masculine and divine feminine, which was represented in the Genesis story, is the divine feminine it wasn't also made equal to Adam. God didn't build Eve somewhere else. What does it tell you? It tells you that God reached into Adam and extrapolated a part of Adam and made it external to him. So Adam came in with both masc and feminine. And God just carved out a partner for Adam out of a part of Adam. That's why when Adam gazed upon Eve, he said, the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh. I am ye and ye is me. Okay? And then the scriptures say what happens to marriage. When male and female come together, they become one in spirit. Divine union between divine masculine and divine feminine. But when that shit is toxic, when you got niggas with toxic masculine energy, or females with toxic feminine energy, or females with toxic masculinity, and niggas with men with toxic femininity, you get the union, bitch, but you get a union straight from the gates of hell. She's always been thrown off. We're gonna get into that twerk, sister. Okay, now let's move through, honey. Let's move through. Now, Jaguar Wright claims that her son Sam Odom, okay, Sam Jr. was autistic. I don't think Sam is autistic. When I saw Sam be interviewed by Tasha K, first of all, I was like, wow, Tasha K is really committed to getting in this woman's goddamn business, bitch. Like, really, she's committed. Okay, Tasha. Sam didn't give me autistic. I can see how people would diagnose him as that. If he was autistic, it would be like a ASD. Like, he would be like on the spectrum of autism. More like a high functioning autistic person, but I'm really even hesitant to really even like give him really that, because I think that what Sam really is simply a really innocent, positive boy. I think that most of our children and most of our young people lose their innocence at such a young age in this day and time at this point, that when we see someone so innocent and somebody so even kill someone so practical and intelligent and non-confrontational. I mean, Sam was giving me like he who is without sin type tease. Like, I'm like, damn, like I felt corrupted sitting next to Sam. I'm just like, he's just such a, he's probably what God intended for all of us, to be honest. I mean, just the level of innocence and goodness. And he was cognitive. He was charming. He is in college. He's in community college. He's doing well. He's very clear about how he feels, how he doesn't feel. He's very aware of what's happening. Wasn't giving me autistic tease. But maybe something is happening because I noticed the blinking, that hard blinking that a lot of people who are mentally delayed in some way, shape, or form, I see them commonly having that which having to work a lot harder to process information and stimuli because your brain is like a fucking hard drive. Okay, if it's not working the way that it's supposed to be, which I have a whole different attitude, honestly, about autism, because what we call autism, I think a lot of autism people actually have really advanced souls, but they're in downgraded bodies. So I feel like a lot of autistic people are profoundly creative, they're profoundly intelligent, and that their soul is reverberating and vibrating at a higher rate than the vessel they possess. So of course, there are like distortions within the body, almost like trying to fit your hand into a very tight, small glove, like, or trying to put something really big and fit it inside of something really small, especially if what you're trying to put something big in is a fabric. You're going to get tears and rips. So there's nothing wrong with the content. There's only something wrong with the vessel that houses that content. But that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother goddamn day, right? Okay. Now, so I don't believe that Sam is autistic. Where am I? Okay, so Jaguar claims that her son was raped in middle school. Okay, Sam is questioned about, both Sams are questioned about this by Tasha K. The son, Sam Jr., goes into what actually happened to him in the lunch line, which wasn't rape. He said this was just a dumbass kid trying to be silly and kind of roughing him up in line and kind of like, you know, hoist him up from the back, you know, in a attempt to look like Billy Badass, and of course to bring humiliation to him. But to Jag, this was her son being sexually assaulted. Now, I think the reason why Jag might sometimes go, and this is maybe why I have triggering in the title. Sometimes when it comes to abuse victims of any kind, when there's been trauma that has happened, whether it's mental, emotional, sexual trauma, whatever caused the abuse, whatever events caused the abuse, sometimes trauma victims, because it's unhealed, because that trauma has not been dealt with, sometimes victims of trauma will project onto a situation, because while in all actuality, this was just another kid roughing up another kid in a non-sexual way, to Jaguar, this is going to be equivalent to a rape experience, because as far as she's concerned, anything that looks like the traumatic events that happened to her are the traumatic events that happen to her. Okay? Because trauma really does shape your interpretation of events. And this is why I have trigger in the title, because another difficult truth that a lot of victims of trauma may not want to admit to, especially because I'm specifically talking about trauma victims, okay, who are not healed at all. They're not healed. And it's clear to me that Jaguar Wright hasn't healed a lot of, that's why she's bleeding out on everyone. That's why we're getting these outbursts, because the pain body is erupting like a high voltage fucking volcano, right? Because she hasn't healed. Sometimes victims of trauma can enter into delusions. Sometimes they're delusions of grandeur. They will, without intention, embellish what happened. You may have just squeezed a victim of sexual trauma. You might have just squeezed them tight because that's just how you hug. That can be triggering for someone who has undealt with sexual trauma. In their minds, they may interpret that tight hug as being violated. And if you don't know how, like, if you don't understand the psychology of victims of any type of trauma, then for you, the observer, or even the one who's being brought into question, to you, it just looks like this person is just lying. They're just a liar. They're just a mess. They're just an attention whore. What it is a wound being re-stimulated, and all of the exaggerative mental shit that people do when they are hoarding pain within themselves. They're literally reliving a nightmare, almost to the point that the victim can get so caught up in their triggers about what happened to someone else that ain't even about what happened to someone else. It's about actually what happened to them. So it was interesting to me that Jag, according to Sam, according to both Sams, that she made a bigger deal about this than it was even like than it was to her own son. Now, someone is saying that Jaguar is a compulsive liar. And somebody said, don't press your privates in my baby back or I will be in that motherfucking spazzing too. I would too. I would too. But also, if someone is grabbing you from the back and your back is against their front, that doesn't necessarily mean that this person is meaning for this to be in a sexual content. I mean, we look at this in wrestling. We look at boys do this in rough housing when they're trying to slam each other. They're all entangled up in each other. Like, when it comes to being physically aggressive or physical assault, like, it's literally just that. Like, it's literally just that. But because Jaguar is a self-proclaimed victim of sexual assault, and she's obviously a very unhealed one, like I said, anything that looks like that is going to be that in the mind of someone with fucking trauma. But Sam articulated his own experience. People can say in this chat that, you know, you better not have, you know, your damn dick in my baby's back. But to the baby who's now a whole grown man, it wasn't that deep then, and the damn show ain't that deep now. He was not assaulted sexually. He was not penetrated sexually. That was not the context in which the situation happened. But the reason why Jaguar couldn't handle that situation with a level head and with logic and rationale is because her own pain, she was projecting her own trauma onto the situation with her child. That made her ineffective, okay? And being a grounded, reliable beacon of aid, okay, to a situation that wasn't even about her. It was about little Sammy. So she made herself incompetent by reacting the way she did, walking around with that shit without have gotten healing. Because, baby, when you just don't heal that shit up, baby, I mean, you just want to create messes and messes without intention, without whatever, but nonetheless, the end result is you are creating a mess as a result of being a mess and not dealing with the mess. And so you're failing as a parent, you're failing as a wife, you're failing as a friend, you're failing as a relative. And, you know, I like Jag, but I have an aunt who's just like her. And my grandma said the most potent thing she could say to my aunt, which is, you know what? At some point when you find that you are the fucking common denominator, you really do have to take a step back, irregardless of what you think and feel, and actually entertain the notion of, could it be me? Is that even possible? Is it even possible that it could be me? And not that if I assume any responsibility for the role that I'm playing, doesn't necessarily mean that I've intended for shit to be this way, which is what keeps a lot of motherfuckers from bringing themselves to accountability. Because a lot of people think that if I admit I was wrong, or if I admit I'm the problem, that it means I'm intending to be, and it doesn't. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. You could be a mess because you're ignorant. You can be a mess because you're hurt and don't know it. You can be a mess for a whole lot of reasons. But it doesn't mean that in your heart you're intending to create madness and mayhem and chaos and disorder everywhere you fucking go. And everybody is saying the same thing about Jaguar. Everybody is saying the same thing about Jackie. And you can love Jaguar Wright and be a fan of Jaguar Wright and even hate Tasha K guts. But I don't know if anybody would be doing a disservice. I mean, would be being of service to Jaguar, who's a fan of Jaguar, if you're not able to also fall back off of your own investment in all of this and say, girl, if this is damn near everybody's experience of you, from your favorite cousins to your second cousins to your ex-husbands, your ex-boyfriends, ex-friends, to your peers, I mean, okay, we're gonna move on. Now, some nigga named Stead Rowe. Sam, the husband, the ex-husband, brought up some nigga named Stead Rowe. Some random at the goddamn airport with the extra buddy pass, okay? Who Jaguar Wright got with and hauled off to Louisiana, some shit with her son. The nigga put her out after a month. That was a hot mess. Now, the cousins come into play. Now, I don't know if y'all remember Jamie, but Jamie was actually, I think, on season 7 of the Bad Girls Club. She was on one of them seasons with her sister. So that was interesting. It was interesting that they're all related. Okay. Jaguar has nieces and shit and second cousins and shit who are also in media and reality TV, who obviously are low vibrating because, my God, you were on the Bad Girls Club, whipping ass and taking names and being a fucking hot mess. So there is a family. There's something wrong somewhere in the buttermilk somewhere, okay? But we're going to get into that, okay? So the cousins say that she has been out of control her whole life. She's been out of control. She was an out of control teenager. At some point, Jaguar Wright's mom gave her up to come live with another relative, and even that relative couldn't handle her ass and sent her ass back. After a few months of them trying to, help Jaguar be woman. Now, Jaguar Wright claims to have been raped by her sister's husband, / fiance at the time. That's a really interesting situation. Jaguar told their mom, and the mom suggested that she not say nothing and just keep it to herself. I want to pause right here. I believe Jaguar. Because something that we all know as Black people is that Black people have learned to master sweeping, hard, difficult, controversial shit under the rug. For a long time, we as a people have been completely incapable of dealing with the hard truths about our lives, about ourselves, about our family dynamics. And so Black families house and hoard profound secrets to the point where it is an actual detriment, okay, to generations who are being birthed out of that secrecy. Everything from incest to rape to molestation has played out in Black families. And this silence and quietness is learned behavior. That shit goes all the way back to colonialism and slavery, honey, where Black people had to mask their pain because there was no such thing as healing. When you were a slave on a plantation, you were a machine. And so when your husband was being raped and bucked in the front yard in front of you, the kids, and his peers, to create shame and submission out of him, to break him psychologically, and when massa was running up into the huts and raping, okay, Black women in front of their children and their husband and their peers, okay, in order to psychologically emasculate, emancipate, whatever you want to call it, okay? This MK Ultra mind control. These are Middle Eastern psychological tools of warfare. The Middle East uses rape. Europeans have used rape historically, raping and pillaging. Okay? Because this is not about sex, contrary to popular belief. When the oppressors were doing this to Black people here in the Americas, this wasn't about horniness. This wasn't about sex. This was about mind control. Abusing and compromising the ego was a way to compromise the will and to even control someone's will. Because the illusion of fear and disempowerment is greater than the actuality of that disempowerment. So if you can break a person's will, if you can create a powerful sense of fear in an individual, you can handicap them from the inside out. And so you don't even need to guard the gate. You've created it in their mind. They won't leave. You can fall asleep on the job. That slave will still be where you left them because you've created the fence and put the perimeter around their minds. Both Jag and her father was diagnosed as schizophrenia. We'll get into that. Now, the cousins say that Jaguar says that her sister married this nigga any goddamn way. Okay? And mom was complicit in not protecting her daughter. Something that a lot of Black moms have felt to do, especially the Black moms that come from that generation, because of the generational pattern of silence, 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 silence. What silence equals in the Black community is, I don't even know where to begin. What silence equals in the Black community is, I don't even have the tools to deal with something of this magnitude. What silence in the Black community is the result of, or communicates, is I'm handicapped in this matter. This is why we have to keep having deep conversations and have to keep having these fucking conversations and really dig into a lot of the generational transference of fucking trauma that's happened within Black families. A part of reparations has not to be just a check in the mail, but free motherfucking healthcare, high quality, okay, healthcare that allows Black people collectively to deal with the issues of generational transference of trauma that's being perpetuated through Black culture. I keep going back there, girl. This is about Jaguar Wright. Let's go. So she said her sister basically married him anyway, despite him raping her, and how that impacted her emotionally. Now, Jamie, the bitch from the Bad Girls Club, said that the daughter, Jamie, who is the cousin of the daughter, of Jaguar Wright's sister, feels that the allegations against her dad, because the guy who Jaguar Wright claims raped her is the father of Jamie. And Jamie went on this whole spiel. My father didn't rape her. How could my father? He was a stand-up guy. He was barely home. He was an upstanding person. Blah, 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 fa la la. And you know what I say to Jamie? True. But two things can be true at once. Your father, in your experience and your vantage point and your relationship and what you bear witness to, can make everything that you are saying about your dad absolutely 100% true. And there's nobody who can argue that he's not that to you, because that's what you witnessed him to be. But the version of your father that you experience is not mutually exclusive with the version of your father that Jaguar Wright experienced. Both of the cousins also made it a point to say Jaguar Wright claims to have been raped and sexually assaulted growing up, but her parents were really hardworking people. She had a great upbringing. She lived in a great house. She lived in a great neighborhood. I don't even know what that means. Because now you don't realize what you're saying is that abuse can't happen to people with so-called good upbringings, and abuse can't happen in households with working class parents, and abuse can't happen in middle class, upper class neighborhoods. I'm actually going to go a little further. It actually is easier to disguise and hide abuse when there's fame, when there's materialism, when there's glamour involved. Because that glamour creates the illusion that all is well. And nobody would ever suspect that something so ugly could exist within something so beautiful. Nobody would ever think that something so sinister could inhabit such a beautiful and wonderful environment. Didn't we just have a video go viral 2 years ago of a nigga sucking another nigga's dick in church? People give head in church, a so-called holy place. So the environment she was in, the tax bracket Jaguar was in, how hardworking her parents were, the kind of cars they drove, the kind of clothes she wore, the glamour of her life has nothing to do with her being a victim of sexual assault. And my point is proven by the fact that y'all can't even give her that, because all of the smoke and mirrors have done what they were designed to do, to disguise something so ugly within something so beautiful. Two things can be true at the same motherfucking time. Jack says she was brought up in a broken home. Yeah, she did say that, but they also made it a point to also say Jack claims she's been raped so much and she's been sexually assaulted so much. On top of the fact that Jack said she was raised up poor and blah, 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 blah. So when they went into that part, I was like, girl, miss me with the bullshit. Miss me with the bullshit. Ask some of these motherfucking celebrity kids what happens. Okay? Didn't we just have the R. Kelly documentary? High profile, wealthy, fucking famous, beloved celebrity on his pedophile shit. Two things can be true at once. Great artist, sexual predator. Two things can be true at once. This is my pastor. He's a motherfucking pedophile. Two things can be true at once. That's my sister. She's a child predator. Two things could be once. Great world leader. Profound criminal. All two things could be true at once. Maybe it's just me. Now, the family went on to say, okay, that Jaguar grew up pretty well in two-parent households, despite Jags' claims of being raised up in an abusive household where she was raped and mistreated. Sam also said that during a recent sit-down with Jaguar Wright's mother, that Jaguar Wright's mother disclosed to him that Jaguar is stealing all of her mom's money and pension because her mom lives off retirement, and that at one point Jack's mom was using the same diabetic needle for an entire month because she couldn't afford insulin because Jack and Jack's husband are living off of her coin. She doesn't have access to her money because Jaguar Wright has power of motherfucking attorney. Okay, there's a lot of issues here. Because for one, y'all know this. So I thought what I was gonna hear was what they're doing to assist their auntie. What they're doing to assist their grandmother, whoever Miss Francis is to them. I didn't hear that part. So I thought it was strange that they sat there and called Jaguar and alleged that Jaguar Wright was stealing her mom's money, siphoning money out, but y'all also aren't doing shit about it. Not a goddamn thing about it. Y'all didn't say y'all were getting lawyers involved to contest Jaguar Wright's power of attorney, that y'all were going to prove abuse and the misappropriation of funds on Jaguar Wright's part. Like, nothing. Which then makes me beg the question of how much of what Jaguar Wright is saying about her own family is true. Because both things can be true, right? Like, your family can be victimized by your behavior. But your family also could be the goddamn offenders as well. So you get a two for one special, where now you just get, now everybody is equally full of shit. You're a victim and you're a villain. They're a victim and they're fucking villains. And now there's tit for tat and a play off of each other. You talk shit, we talk shit back. You spill our tea, we spill your motherfucking tea back. We call our shit where you was wrong, you call our shit where we was wrong. We feel less wrong because we accountable. You really the problem? No, bitch, I'm not the problem. Y'all are really the motherfucking problem. Nobody knows the fucking truth. But I thought it was nuts that they caught Jackie out. But they themselves are doing nothing about what their beloved relative, Miss Francis, is going through with her motherfucking daughter. So, before I get off this, Jackie recorded herself talking to her mom. I found it interesting that in the conversation that Jackie was having with her mother, that Jaguar Wright was projecting onto her mom, for one. She was blaming her mom for the family working with Tasha K, divulging information to Tasha K, spinning these lies to Tasha K. I don't know why Jaguar Wright thinks that her mom can do something about their relatives testifying to their experience of Jaguar Wright. I don't know why she thinks that. That just when I heard the recording, it just sounded like Jaguar Wright was 13 years ago, pleading to a younger mom about not being protected again. There's a lot of undealt with, unhealed shit in Jaguar Wright's relationship to her mother. Jaguar Wright still feels unprotected. She still feels insecure in her relationship and abandoned in her relationship to her mom. And the unfortunate thing is, I think the time might have passed for them to effectively fix it. Because when you wait to finally confront your parents, and now their minds are gone. They're up in their age. They've forgotten a lot of shit and don't even have the energy and the lifespan anymore to even deal with that shit. You kind of luck out on any possibility of them participating in your healing because they're old and fucking incompetent. So the mom sounded, I felt bad for the mom. I felt bad for both Jag and the mom. The mom just was just like, didn't even know what, she just was like, she didn't even know what the fuck was going on. And Jag was just like berating her mom, like just berating her. Like, how could you let them? You let them. Oh, you're not going to protect them after all I've done for you, after all the money I've gave to you, after all the things. I was like, this shit is too deep. And it's too deep to be playing out before social media. And the sad part about all this shit is that I don't think this helped anybody. I think there are more questions than answers. Mary J, you sound like a whole fool. What would they have to gain from lying on her? So that's the thing. I don't think the family is lying. But I also feel the family has a rooster in this fight. I think they also are a part of the pattern. I think that God gave Jaguar a hard cross to bear by allowing her to be born into an unconscious family because the mandate on Jaguar Wright's life was to be the token black sheep, but in being the black sheep and being the one bold enough to cry out about the sicknesses and the ill pathologies that are perpetuated through the family lineage was with the goal of waking the lineage up. See, God always sends a healer, and the archetypal role that black sheeps play in all family structures. Okay, somebody said be respectful to the host in the room. Okay, just be real. If anybody disrespects me in the room, I want you to dispose of their ass. Don't even ask a low vibrating bitch to get it together. Just get a bitch together and send them right on their way. Because I haven't been looking at the chat. So, yeah, just scoot them hoes up out here. It don't make me know, never mind. It don't make me know nothing. Okay? Thank you, just be real. I love you. So, the archetypal function of the black sheep is to cry aloud. God allows black sheep to be born within families that houses a lot of secrets. Okay? Black sheeps ring the town bell, bitch. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. They provoke accountability. Now, oftentimes, a black sheep will be ineffective in the role that they're playing within their archetypalness, because oftentimes the black sheep is crying aloud from a place of a heavy pain body themselves. So it's pain body confronting the collective pain body. And when you get two negatives, they cancel themselves out. So the black sheep ends up being ineffective because the black sheep is attempting to cure a fire and subdue a fire with fire. When you are mad and angry and holding regret, you're frustrated yourself, and you're going to call yourself going in, doing the right thing, doing the honest thing. If you're doing that from a vibration of frustration and anger and hate, you're going to fall and fail at your attempt to wake them up, because you can't fight fire with fire. This is why Christ, one of the greatest mystics to ever live, said, you have to turn the other cheek. You can't fight, you can't cure hate with hate. You can't cure pain with pain. Now, in your mind, intellectually, you may think you're doing the righteous thing. But the reason why you're failing in your execution is because you can't lie to spiritual laws. Spiritual laws see the truth because spiritual laws see the energy behind your action. So you're going to get not what you think is going to, like the cause and effect in your mind is, I'm going to go in and tell the goddamn truth and hold these hoes accountable, and the truth is going to set them free. No. See, the reason why most people cannot set other people free with the truth is because, first of all, you're not free. You're not free. You're trying to yield the truth while being bonded yourself. It don't work that way. Only the free can free the free. See, Harriet Tubman had to free herself in order to come back and offer freedom to those who were bound. So Jaguar Wright, despite how righteous she feels and calling the system out and wanting to collapse the system because there are injustices within this industry, there are injustices and sick pathologies within this family. There's sick shit going on. There are pedophiles being protected. There are rapists being protected. There are women not being protected. There's no emotional security within this tribe. There's a lot of predatory shit, a lot of abandonment happening, a lot of negligence happening, a lot of deflecting happening, a lot of narcissism happening. But Jaguar Wright won't be able to be effective in waking her family up as long as the energy she's striving to wake them up with is coming from the same vibration that's made them all sick. So I hate that Jaguar doesn't know that. She doesn't know that. Because she's counting on the fact that, in theory, I know what I'm doing is right. But theory don't get you the results. You got to be what's right to manifest what's right. This is why Christ said, pray for those who mistreat you. Do good to those who harm you. Turn the other cheek. What he was saying and preaching to the masses is, if you want to appeal to other people's divine selves, if you want to appeal to other people's higher nature, you have to be higher yourself. If you want to attempt to awaken that which is unconscious and make it conscious, you've got to be consciously aware. Two of the same things cancel itself out. You got to be what's different to create the difference. You got to be what isn't so that it can be what is. And we can't get to no different place and no different dynamics if we're not willing to interrupt the pattern and do it differently. Jaguar Wright isn't doing it differently. She's fighting her oppressors and fighting and warring against her injustice with the same energy that her oppressors use to bring about the injustices that she's experienced in her own life. She can't lead with love, and she can't heal this thing up for herself or for her lineage because she isn't healed herself. She don't even know what the fuck that looks like, and she don't know it. She's uninformed. She's uninformed. Francis J. So she needs to not be a liar. Yeah. And she needs to tell the truth from a vibration of healing and a vibration of love. And that also means being able to tell even the hard truths from a place of compassion and healing. Because you can't get what you're not. And you can't get from others what you aren't. You just can't do it. And this is why shit, for the most part, always stays the same in families and in relationships. This is why the patterns insist and insist and insist. Because people rely on the theory. I know what I'm doing is right technically, but it's not the technically that's going to determine the manifestation. The energy that you create from, that you live from, that you communicate from, that you walk, the energy, the vibration you stand in. And if you dense, but communicating something honestly, you told the truth, but you lack in impact. And you lack in impact because you're just as low vibrating as the information that you're communicating truthfully. This is how you become effective as a leader. This is how you become effective as a healer. Is you have to heal. You have to become a self-aware. And then heal it, and then heal it, and then heal it, and then heal it, and then go tell the fucking truth. Heal it, and then go confront the powers that be. Heal it, and then go challenge the unawakened. Heal it, and. Because if not, you're going to be met with the same resistance you're living from. Now, I'm toward the end of my notes. So let's conclude this here. Jaguar is claiming that everyone is mentally ill. She called her son autistic. She called her mom schizophrenic. She called her ex-husband's mom schizophrenic. Everybody around her is mentally ill. This is just narcissistic smear campaigning. Narcs always do this. They attack your psychology because they want to create in the witnesses. They want to compromise the observations of those who are witnessing by setting them up to already not be receptive to what you're saying. So Jaguar knew this was all coming. She knew this was all coming. The easiest way to discredit a person's truth is by discrediting their mental capacity, their emotional capacity. So there's a reason why everybody is fucked up. Everybody is mentally ill, but Jag is also so pressed about people not challenging her mental health. That's the irony of it. That's the irony of it. She has no problem slapping the mental ill label on everybody else. But when her mental health is called into question, people better know what the fuck they talking about, etc. Not to mention that she said nothing is wrong with her, but then on other lives, she's communicated that she has been diagnosed and that she suffers from some type of dissociative personality disorder. That's something that those who are fans of Jaguar, you need to keep in mind. This woman is telling you that she's been medically diagnosed as suffering from a dissociative personality disorder. Do y'all know what a dissociative personality disorder is? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, we're going to find and define what that is. Okay? Dissociative identity disorder, previously known as multiple personality disorder, is a mental disorder characterized by the maintenance of at least two distinct, relatively enduring personality states. The disorder is accompanied by memory gaps beyond what would be explained by ordinary forgetfulness, such as Jaguar Wright, because Tasha K added the clip in of her making claims that she does experience these gaps in time. I think she even said one time she passed the fuck out and she woke up in a whole nother country on a whole plane in a whole environment, unbeknownst to her. And she could not recall how she got there, why she was there, what happened, had no memory recall. So when Jaguar Wright is behaving in the ways that she's behaving, you got to remember, because even if you're not willing to believe what her relatives are saying about her, I know some of y'all have said that her ex-husband is a narcissist. Fine. Some of y'all say her son is autistic. Fine. Some of y'all say the family is clout chasing and lying. Perfectly fine. But my question to you would be, why not then believe Jaguar about Jaguar? Because I can understand why you want to not credit anybody else. But y'all not even willing to believe and keep in mind what Jaguar is communicating about herself. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Now, a lot of people, because I'm in on this note, a lot of people said that Jaguar Wright, like they didn't like how the family felt. They felt that there was something disingenuous about the family. They didn't like how insensitive and dismissive the family was, and maybe how ignorant they are on some things. But you know what? I'm a give the family this. There's not a right or a wrong in a situation like this. Everybody is lost. This is the blind leading the blind raised the blind, and now the blind is warring with the blind. If Jaguar Wright wants to put all of her family tea out there, these people, irregardless of what their experience is, these relatives, irregardless of their tone when they talk, these relatives, irregardless of their body language and the rolling of the eyes and the haughtiness and the dismissiveness, is their right. Because Jaguar Wright came for the family business. The family business didn't come for Jaguar Wright. These people, despite saying that this girl has been troubled her whole life, she slandered a lot of motherfucking people. She's been a big burden to the family. Were willing to keep Jaguar Wright secrets to themselves. They came out of hiding to defend themselves. And any of y'all know damn well, if you're being 100% with yourself, that if a motherfucker got out here saying the shit that Jaguar Wright have said about her people, that y'all asses would be sitting in front of motherfucking CNN, the Animal Planet, Fox News, the fuck? and would be cleaning it on up and clearing it on up too. Jaguar Wright provoked this family to the carpet. These people been seeing all this shit play out and didn't choose to get involved and say a goddamn thing until she came for them. I think they have a right to defend themselves if that's what they want to do. If that's what they want to do. Some people are going to be perfectly fine, as Love Note said. Some people are going to be perfectly fine. Some people don't have enough of an ego to defend themselves, irregardless of what the fuck is said. They're able to keep it moving. Now, that's true maturity. That's really evolved maturity. Most people, not there. Most people have enough of an ego that they probably going to be cool, but be cool to a point. They going to be nice and passive and try to to a point. Most people have a breaking point and have a limit. This family discovered theirs. She started this. They're finishing it. Jaguar Wright proudly got out here on these streets and begged people, prove me wrong, prove me wrong, prove me wrong, I dare you. And then when they did, she's crying victim. She dared people to come to the carpet. She triple dog dared her ex-husband, Sam Odom, to come to the carpet. She said, Tasha, he ain't gonna talk to you. I wish that nigga would. While she's out here saying everything about everybody. And they caught her motherfucking bluff. They reclaimed their motherfucking power. They let her know, you can convince the world, you can convince your audience, you can get on every motherfucking YouTube platform you want, bitch, and say what you want to say. You don't shake a bacon, rock, and roll nothing over on this motherfucker. And by the end of this, you're gonna be much more hurt about about the truth we tell about you than we ever gonna be. About the semi-truths, whole truths, and just straight up lies you're gonna tell about us. Now, I thought that Jaguar Wright was bold enough and honest enough to deal with the same smoke that she gives to everybody else. I thought. But that ain't what we got here. We got a woman who raised hell, who dared motherfuckers to sue her, who dared motherfuckers to contest her. She got out here, challenged the system. She said, come for me, hunt me. When they did, she now wants to sue. She wants Tasha K to take this goddamn documentary down. She feels completely motherfucking victimized and brutalized. And I'm just trying to understand, how does Jaguar Wright get to be a victim in a complete mess she started? My family would never either, La Fancy. my family would never either. But I understand. I get it. And La Fancy says that the family had, stories with no receipts, but so has Jaguar. Jaguar hasn't pulled a single receipt about her family. So it's just been testimony for testimony on both sides. Testimony for testimony. This is receiptless. And you know why it's receiptless on both ends? Because this ain't even about the truth. What we looking at is a bunch of hurt people who don't know what else to do about the disorder and the dis ease within their family other than to defend themselves against it. This is how handicapped and ignorant we are to how to heal. You can't be the predator and then the prey. It doesn't work like that. Jaguar Wright wants to be the baddest bitch on the playground. And then when somebody stands up and knocks her the fuck out, she wants to be the first, crying her makeup off in the lap of the teacher, wanting her mommy and wanting to be a tattleteller. You started it. At least have the heart to finish it. When you come for motherfuckers, be bold enough to deal with the consequences of coming for motherfuckers. When they come for you, stand up. Stand up, Jag. Don't cry, sis. Don't cry, sis. Stand up in this. Hold your head up high. At least go out with some goddamn dignity. Go out in the blaze of glory. Be a righteous shit starter. Don't run away. Walk right into the war. Run right toward danger. Stand up. Put your big girl panties on. Get you a good strong push-up bra. Step out into the middle of the street and let them come for you because you came for them. Meet them head on. At least be honest and dignified in being a shit starter. By actually being there where you told me to be if I had a problem with you. By actually opening the door that you invited me to if I had a problem. Be fire. Be fire, Jack. I can't say I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for y'all. This shit is a mess. But you started it, and based upon your reaction, it's clear to me that you don't have no idea. You didn't have any other plan other than starting it. You never started this with any you never started this with a point. Because the reason why you did all this was because of pain. So all you've done is bleed out. And you give those who you now made victims an upper hand. I mean, who you now made villains and made opponents an upper hand. Because you don't have a plan. And Shay, Prophet the Oracle, is right. Narcs never do. For narcs, it's all about the immediate impact. They don't think long term. Tiffany Robinson is talking to LaFancy. This was not about people that didn't like Jag. This is her family that has dealt with her for a long time. They didn't disrespect her. They told their side, like Jag told hers. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. And see, my issue with the audience a lot of times is motherfuckers don't be fair. It don't be fair. You can't be okay with Jag spewing all her shit, and then when the motherfuckers pull one out of her motherfucking, pull one out of her bag. Oh, it's no oh baby. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. It's fire for fire. I mean, somebody gotta be fair. You threw the rock, they threw a rock back. That's fair. You swung, they swung. That's fair. All is fair. It's ugly, as Warner White said. It's distasteful. It's out of order, disrespectful, below the belt. But bitch, it's fair. As Warner White said, it's fair. And that's the lesser of the two evils, bitch. It ain't no right in this whole thing, bitch. This shit is out of order. But it's fair. It's fair. Like it, I love it. This is fair. This is fair fighting. It's fair fighting. Let me make sure my notes are complete, because I ain't watched part 3, like I said. Yeah, this is pretty much it. Jaguar started it. The family stood up. Yep. Jaguar record. Yep. Yeah, it's fair. So, I'm going to watch part 3 tonight. Maybe I'll come back, and then y'all can jump on the stream, honey. I can have a call-in line, and then we can just have a conversation, girl, and y'all can give y'all perspective. Jack was dead wrong for disrespecting Miss Tina. I didn't say it wasn't fair. I said it was ghetto. Ghetto and fair. Indeed, LaFancy. Nothing better than the truth, so thank you for this here. Not a good push-up, bro. I'm just saying. It's some deep shit, man. If there's any lesson for us, whether we are the ones who feel like Jag in the situation, or whether we are the ones who feel like everybody else around a person like Jag. The takeaway is, when you leave shit undone, eventually you have to deal with it. The best thing to do is to deal with it before it hits the fan, because once it hits the fan, it's too much momentum behind it, and it's going to be messier, and it's going to be more convoluted, and the mutation is going to be even more mutated the more you prolong the inevitable. When you have a chance to clean it up, clean this shit up, because what you don't deal with will eventually deal with your motherfucking ass. There is no sweeping underneath a rug. All things done in the dark comes to the motherfucking light. And all pain might go down, but it also goes up. Because as it is below, so it is above. And as it is above, so it is below. We got to deal with it, y'all. So I'm going to go and watch part 2, honey, and get butt-ass naked. I got a tattoo I got to go get tomorrow, honey. Got to go get butchered. Woo! This is a lot. And Tasha K, I love you. Bitch, you gonna get yours too, though. Don't think karma forget, because you ain't did this righteously. You didn't create Surviving Jaguar out of being righteous. You ain't do it with the intent to create healing. This came out of your ass having a narcissistic injury, and this was revenge day for you. And the universe is going to make sure to round that ass up real good. So just know, sugar, yours coming too. Yours coming. Because when you don't really do shit for the right reasons, if you want to know how to offset, if you want to know how to activate karma in your life, do the right thing for the wrong reasons and think that karma gonna care about it technically being the right thing. If you did the right thing for all the wrong reasons, karma is due, bitch. Just wait on it. Just wait on it. So Tasha, you could have did a righteous thing. You could have did the right thing from a righteous vibration too. And then this would have been something else. And the impact of this would have been something else. And there would have been deep healing for both parties. But because you did this from a messy ass vibration, I'm sorry, sis. You'll be content in a few months. You'll be content in a few months. You didn't do this. From you and Jaguar both have done what y'all have done from the same vibration. That's why y'all keep canceling each other out. And then it becomes an egoic, egotistical, egomaniac game of wanting each other up. Gotta one you up, gotta one you up, gotta one you up. A eternal cycle of fucking dysfunction. It's coming, boo. I'm just here to tell you, as your spiritual advisor, Tasha, it's coming. It's coming. I hate that it's gonna come, but the spiritual laws, they're fair. I don't think nothing is going to happen to Tasha about doing this. Well, that's the thing about karma. Karma don't look like what you did. You can have slapped somebody. Then the universe causes you to miscarry 3 years later when you have your first child. You could have stolen for somebody, abused somebody. Your karma ain't gonna be you being abused by somebody back. See, the reason why karma is very clever is because karma hits each of us where it actually hurts. And normally the things we do to other people don't necessarily hurt us. See, karma finds your soft spot, and only you and karma know what that soft spot is. So when you get hit, other people might not even know you motherfucking hit, because they're looking for your karma to be what you did to another motherfucker. That ain't the way karma wraps your ass up. The law of reciprocity. You did fucked up shit, and karma gonna find that soft spot. Wherever it is. Only God knows where it is. It's gonna go right in for the kill, precisely. That's why Jesus always tells motherfucker, stay out the way, turn the other cheek. Divine wrath will ensue, bitch. And God can do it better than your ego ever could. Get out the way. You ain't gotta clap back. You ain't gotta retaliate. A bitch should be I was about to go extreme. Sometimes it does happen. Sometimes karma is motherfuckers die. Motherfuckers drop dead. Karma is even gonna be more interesting. Because you could have slandered a bitch, and karma is gonna be your ass dying of corona. Karma gonna be your ass not seeing 2022. Karma will be your motherfucking plane falling out of the sky. Karma will be a motherfucking lawsuit on your ass so big, bitch, that every motherfucking penny you ever made is now down the drain. And it wasn't even the bitch you hurt who sued the draws off your ass. That's how cold karma is. Karma the kind of bitch where, okay, you afflicted this person, and I'm gonna chop your motherfucking legs off, literally, bitch. You will be a goddamn amputee. See, karma is a cold bitch. I learned about karma in my earlier years. Okay, I'm 35. And I realized, bitch, karma ain't fair, but that motherfucker is just. Because if you can dish it, you can take it. And the reason why those who get karma feel like it's always overkill, it ain't overkill. Karma didn't overdo it. It's not a false equivalency. Karma just found your soft spot so that you could feel the justice of it all, bitch. So that you can feel the energy that you function from and walk from and communicate from. And like I said, everybody got a karma language. Just like we all have a learning language, we all got a karma language. My karma ain't gonna look like your karma, and your karma ain't gonna look like the next motherfucker's karma. Your karma gonna be customized to your soft spot. My karma gonna be customized to my soft spot. That's why I don't fuck around with the bullshit. Karma is real. These spiritual laws are about reap and sowing. God created pillars within the multiverse to keep the multiverse intact and in order, to keep it in harmony. So laws like the law of reciprocity, the law of magnetism, the law of attraction, those things have to exist, creating harmony between that which is imbalance. Somebody else is saying Tasha has done too much for money. Everybody gets theirs. I don't know what Tasha do. To be honest, I don't even watch Tasha like that. I mean, I see her stuff every now and again, but I try to stay out of the fool la la. And I think everybody put their foot in their mouth in this situation, and it just really fucking sucks. And I want somebody to do the woke thing. I want somebody to do something unexpected in the situation. I want somebody to just shock the process. I want somebody to just interrupt the process by just doing something different in the situation. Because we all know where this is going. Fighting on top of fighting on top of fighting. The person who's truly woke in this situation is going to do it differently. I don't know who that's going to be. But whoever does it differently is who it is. It's who it is. The sad thing about this thing is these people done lost children. Jaguar had a son that's murdered. Tasha K got children. When you out here on some fucked up shit, when you doing fucked up shit, when you doing right shit from a fucked up place, you open your life up for shit that's for consequences that are unimaginable. Unimaginable. But I do think every time someone says something about higher up people, the powers that be turn those people into crazy. Oh yeah, absolutely, LaFancy. True tea. True tea. Money is not the root of all evil. It's people who's the root of all evil. I'll say this, love. Money isn't the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. And ain't even money, because what does money symbolically represent? Power. The love of power corrupts. The attraction to power corrupts. A prominent attorney here in Nashville, bougie 100 black men, deacon of the church, did the same thing to my family, and his daughter died in a horrible car accident. His only daughter. Look, the scriptures say that the children inherit the sins of the father. Cat Williams, Orlando Brown, Britney Spears, DMX, Amanda Bynes. It's so many of them, LaFancy. Raspy. He's being deemed as mentally ill, sick, psychologically unwell because he's exposing predatory behavior. Hidden within the nooks and crevices of the music industry. Going on behind the curtain of the stage. Anytime that you are anytime that you're spewing truth, whether it's for the right reasons or the wrong, because we're gonna have a whole conversation about Raspy ass too, and Chris Stokes ass too, and Marcus Houston ass too. Because see, I'm a lot like Iyanla. Iyanla Van Zant. A lot of people who write her about the people who they think are the problem in the family. My mama, my brother, my daddy. And then they get their wig shook when they realize, and they get to the process and realize that Iyanla gonna gather all the hands, the victim and the villain. That she's going to bring corrective measure to all parties. There's hard loving we got to give to the villains. There's hard loving we got to give to the victims. And when both are unconscious, both ultimately become the same thing. A mad ass victim, a angry ass victim is about as destructive as a insistent predator is. They become the same thing because the vibration makes them the same thing. It's nothing worse than seeing someone who's been victimized attempt to liberate themselves, but do it ignorantly and unbeknownst to them from a destructive vibrational space, and then end up worse than how they started, or end up further victimized, end up dead, or end up further mutated. Because you can't heal it. You can't heal it from that place. You can't correct it from that place. You can't bring justice about from that place. No matter how strong you feel about it. And the spiritual laws don't bend, nor do they break. And the universe will keep its motherfucking foot on your neck as a victim until you heal it. And I deal with broken people all the time who want to be healed but refuse to forgive and refuse to have empathy and compassion and understanding, not only for themselves, but even from those who did the abusing. And irregardless of how mad those victims feel, their lives remain shitty. Because the universe has no respect of persons. The spiritual laws have no respect of persons. Everybody is called to the mat. And when somebody has done something wrong to you, they are wrong. But because it happened to you, the only way you can be free is by cleaning up the mess that they spilled into your soul. Even though you didn't do it. And so many people don't want to forgive because they're waiting on somebody or waiting on the person or the people to clean up what they did in you. And your ass will be dead, gone, and stinking in the grave if that's what the fuck you waiting on. You will be dead, stinking in the grave and have passed on to the glory if you waiting on what they did for them to come back and undo it. They did it. Truthfully so, they did. But the damage you're having to live with. As unfair as it may be argued that you got to clean up what the hell somebody else did, it's also going to be in your best interest to clean it up. Because it's only you who have to live with the results and the damage that they did to you. And you got to love yourself and want your sanity and want your peace of mind enough to clean up what they did. Because let me tell you, I've been hurt in my life. I've been betrayed in my life. I've been left behind in my life. I've been slandered. I've been through it all. And I make the choice to wake up with a smile on my face. I make the choice to continue on with a full heart. I make a choice to be at peace within myself because I'm just unwilling to spend my time on this earth bitter, miserable, and broken. And I don't give a damn who did it to me. I I don't enjoy misery enough to stay married to that bitch. So I'm gonna clean it up. Even when you did it. I'm not going to pinch myself off. And the sad part about it, like you said, Miss Sequoia, is it's a choice. And a lot of people are mad that it's a choice. A lot of people are mad it's a choice. Because victims would rather yield to entitlement so that they don't have to endure the burden of cleaning up what somebody else did to them. So we love being mad. We love being angry, holding grudges. We love it. Because we think that if we can quench up that hard, that we will get the attention of those who did the damage. And they will come back and give us closure. They'll come back and fix it. And while you waiting on them to fix it, they've forgiven themselves for what they did to you without having to even apologize to you, because they repented and apologized to the Lord for what they did to you. And now they're on to their glory and to their best life, while you back here fucked all up over what they don't even gotta apologize for. All they have to do is forgive themselves for doing it. And they're on to their best life while you still waiting. While you still waiting. You thinking that the poison you drink, which is your bitterness and your resentfulness, is being devoured by your enemy. It's not. The universe so motherfucking cold. God got these spiritual laws so motherfucking cold that the person who's did the ugliest and sickest thing to you is allowed to be forgiven by the blood and grace and love of God and move on while you remain freely. And just like the person who did you wrong had to make a choice to let their wrong go and to do it differently, you got to make a choice as the person done wrong to let it go and do it differently. So every victim gets to decide how long you want to be angry. Every victim gets to decide how long they want to be mad as hell. Every villain gets to decide how long you want to be an asshole, how long you want to be an abuser. Both got a choice to make. A choice to not be a victim, a choice to not be an abuser. You can be free from both. It's the message. Either one can be free. Both are allowed to be free. Both are allowed into the but by choice. You look, let's say Chris Stokes did it. Let's say Chris Stokes molested them boys. When Christ shed his blood on the cross, he died for pedophiles too. When Christ shed his blood on the cross, he died for molesters too. When he shed his blood on the cross, he died for those narcs and those sociopaths. That's cold. That's how cold the blood of Christ is. That even the worst of them can be exonerated That's how powerful. That's how powerful the heart of God is. So I hate that there's just so many of us mad, thinking that it impacts anything but ourselves. My anger, my bitterness, my resentfulness, my unforgiveness only bounds me. My enemy is free. Free. I'm the one who's bound. You're free. Free. So I'm gonna get out of here. I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed 2 hours and 27 minutes. Somebody cash app me. Let me throw a blessing on your name. Oh my God. I tell you, my baby mama Nicole, she want me rich. She want me rich. She want me rich. I already told you I'm gonna have to put a ring on it, Nicole. Even though I'm gonna be using your money to buy your ring with, I'ma have to put that ring on it, honey. I love you and thank you. I thank you all. And I don't even know what to say about this. Just I don't know what to say about this. There's a lot. We'll be having conversation for days. We'll be back for part 3. Hope this commentary was meaningful. Hope there were gems in it. And if you are a victim, just know that there's a better life for you. And if you are a abuser, just know that there's a better life for you too. And may God be with us. Every last single one of us. I love you all. Good night.